That's awesome.
Makeup artist by day.
All right, we're back talking about cakes and Martha Stewart, but that's not why we're talking with Dillards today. We're talking about brushes that for makeup, because there are so many different ones, and we want to know how to use them all, what they're all for. It can get really confusing. And this is Patricia Phillips and Megan Geis from Dillards Lancome, so we're glad you guys are here this morning.
Well, first I want to show you the most important brush, which is our foundation brush.
Okay.
A lot of people don't, like, they'll ask me when I'm applying with a brush, this is how you apply your makeup? Yes, I use a brush.
Okay.
A lot of people also nowadays, they still like to use a sponge.
Right.
But I'm going to show you what you're doing when you're using a sponge.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm excited to see this because this is one thing I've always wondered about. I just recently started using a brush because that's what they told me to do. And I used to use a sponge, but I want to see what's going to happen.
All right, so right here we have, basically this is going to show the surface of your skin. I'm going to take about half of this foundation that I just put on the back of my hand.
Okay.
And I want to show you how much you're putting on your face.
Ah.
That is it.
And it
I'm
sucks up.
squeezing it really tight in there.
Yeah.
And it's just absorbed all into the sponge.
So you waste a lot.
You waste a lot. And you know, if you get something like Estee Lauder, Lancome Clinique, you pay good money for your foundation for it to just go wasted into your sponge.
Exactly.
Now, if you use a brush, you have
Look
a
at that.
smoother application, even coverage. A lot of people use their fingers, but with the finger, it's
Does
very
that.
spread. You just spread it.
Oh my goodness.
So it's kind of like your finger painting your face.
Yeah.
You're spreading the makeup. As far as a brush, you have even application. Not only that, but it lasts longer throughout the day. At the end of the day, if you notice some of your makeup's gone, it's probably because it's not on like correctly and evenly.
And now I've seen a couple different foundation brushes that some kind of have wispy ends. Some say it gives you an airbrush look, and others say it gives you, you know, the flat look, or there's all kinds of different ones. But how do you know which one? There you go, like that. How do you know which one to use?
Well, that's the airbrushed look. This one's the airbrushed look. You just get a little bit, and then you just do in little circles.
Okay.
I normally like to use this after I use my flat brush just
Okay.
to kind of smooth it out. But there's also something that you can use, which is a stippling brush.
Okay.
And every foundation you put on the back of your hand, because your body heat warms it up. So you just put it on there, and you grab it on here, and then you just dab it.
Okay.
You just basically dab it around the face, and then you go in little circles, and that's called stippling.
Okay.
But normally the basic brush is always just your foundation brush, and you would always, like I said, put it in the back of your hand, T-zone area.
Okay.
You think of this as like a flower.
Okay.
It's called the foundation flower technique. So you go down to the T-zone and work your way out to the petals.
Ah, that's some good stuff right there. Okay, I love this. Now, what do you have lots of other brushes here. What's next?
Well, after you do that, so first you do your foundation flower technique, okay? After you do that, you want to do your concealer. And I always say mix your concealer on the back of your hand with a little bit of eye cream and put it around your eyes. So that way you won't get that cakey look underneath, and it won't go into the fine lines. It'll look smoother and brighter.
Okay.
You can even do that in the middle of the day, and it'll like brighten up your face when you're looking tired. So just get a little bit of that. You also want to mix it in the back of your hand. This is your artist palette.
Okay.
Mix it on the back of your hand. Dab it with your finger all the way around. Get in the inner corner and the outer corner. Use your concealer brush to just smooth it out really nicely.
Okay.
Now the concealer brush is flatter. It's like a little flat little foundation brush. Okay. And what I also like to do with this is use my cream shadows.
Okay.
So I clean it up, and then I use my little cream shadow, and I go over the eye.
Okay.
Now to show you really quickly how to clean them. So I've already used this brush. It's dirty, it's nasty. If you don't clean it, it's going to get clumpy. You're going to get brush strokes all over your face. It's just going to feel nasty and look nasty, bacteria and everything. Okay. Yeah, the bristles begin to fall out also. So I'm going to show you. Right here, Estee Lauder and Clinique at Dillards sell a makeup brush cleaner, and you just spray it after every use.
And how often should you wash your brushes?
If you use a makeup brush cleaner every day, it's probably about maybe once a week. Just take some mild soap, like you can use Dawn soap or Johnson & Johnson, and then just put it under warm water, clean it downwards, because you don't want any of the water to go underneath here. because what's going to happen when you open that up and
Mildew.
then exactly. So
Okay.
you always clean it looking down,
Okay.
and then you just kind of put it down like this to dry.
That's a good. I have been breaking all the rules, guys. I got some stuff I gotta do when I get home. All right, we're gonna be back in just a little bit learning more about brush care and how to use them properly. On over to Melanie. Melanie, I'm back with Patricia Phillips and Megan, guys, from Dillards, and we've been talking about brushes, and now we're moving on to eyes. We've already talked about foundation and what the differences are between sponges and fingers and things like that. Let's talk about eyes.
Okay. What I just used on Megan is our Bronze Goddess collection.
And it's so pretty. I love this.
Beautiful, by the way, only comes out once a year. It
Wow.
should be here within a month at Estee
At
Lauder.
the end of January. And you told me people are, you have a hard time even displaying it because people know it's coming and they're like, I want that now.
Yes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Beautiful colors.
Man.
So anyway, I just took my little fat brush. This is my little fat Clinique brush. It's really good because you can use it as your base for any base color. So I just took it and I put the color all over her lid. And then you take something like an angled brush, like it's a contour brush. This one's an Estee Lauder contour brush. You take the darkest shade and you go within the crease. You can do the medium or the dark shade in the crease, whichever.
And this is an angled.
It's an angled, so it really gets into the little crease right here. You want to use your brow bone to guide you when you're putting your eyeshadow on. You want to put it right underneath her brow bone, and that's right there. Just feel it. And then I take my little poofy fat brush. It's not as fat as the other one.
This one
but
looks taller.
It's a little taller, and it's very poofy.
Okay.
Okay. So then you take your medium shade, and you use actually that to blend the color really nicely. So you go back and forth until it blends. You blend everything.
Okay.
This is just a little demonstration.
It looks really pretty though.
You can make it a little deeper when you're at home doing your makeup to give you deeper set eyes.
Okay.
Look at me.
And now we talked a little bit too, I think it's one of those things is you always want to try the most economical thing, but sometimes brushes can be quite expensive. But you guys told me something that I did not know about how long brushes should last depending on the quality. So sometimes, most of the time it sounds like you should kind of fork over the more expensive because of the quality. And so talk to me about quality in brushes.
I can tell you, like, especially your foundation brush, you want to get, and your powder brush, you want to get something that's really good quality.
Okay.
Clinique, Lancome, Estee Lauder, we all have really great brushes, and they are lifetime guaranteed.
Lifetime.
So yes, you're paying about $30 to like $45 for your brush, but you're getting a good quality brush that's not going to leave brush strokes all over your face. It's going to give you a smooth application. Anything that you get from anywhere else, the bristles begin to fall off. And this one won't. I've had mine for about 2 years already, and it still looks new.
I think that's fantastic. So, you know, take care of your brushes and they'll last longer, but definitely higher quality is important.
Yeah, and then I also have our mineral foundation powder brush.
Okay.
And this is actually a Lancome brush. It's made out of mink.
Wow.
It's made out of mink, and it's really soft.
It is. I felt it earlier.
And you can use this with your powder. I've used it even with bronzer. But you just basically, you roll on your powder.
Okay.
You don't, after you do your foundation, because if you're going to do foundation with powder over it for more coverage, you always want to roll it on. You never want to do this type of thing.
And now why?
Because you're just basically caking the powder into your pores and your face and your
it
fine
shows
lines.
lines.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you use a brush, you want to use a good quality brush so that you could just roll it onto your face.
Ah.
You want to do like a roll-in motion like this. So make sure you're rolling it with your wrist.
Okay.
And then that way everything goes on really smoothly. It gives you a very nice natural finish.
Okay. So when you do that, would you try to put the powder kind of only on maybe like the edge and like the side since you're rolling?
No, what I normally do is I take a little bit of loose powder and I pour a little bit out into some tissue or a lid, the lid of it, and then just kind of dab it on the back of your hand to get any excess out, and then just
roll.
go over it. Yeah.
All right. These are great, valuable tips. I'm so glad you guys were able to come on this morning, but you guys can always go on over to Dillard's and talk with them. They're there, and they've got lots of friends that are there too, so they'd be willing to help you with all that wonderful information. You guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to go on over to a break. You guys make sure to stick around. We'll be back with more Good Day.